What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be telling you 10 ways that you can start saving more money today. All right, so like I said, this video is going to be going over my top 10 ways that you can start saving extra money each and every month so you can have more money in your pocket, whether you are getting ready for a move or you just want to be able to save, to invest, or buy something that you really want. Whatever it may be, these are 10 ways that are really going to help you to save money. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. That way you never miss a future video. And if you are back from a previous video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Let's get into it. All right, so the first way that you can save money is to decrease your living costs. So whether you are currently living in maybe an apartment that is too big, you live by yourself, and maybe you don't really need to live by yourself. Maybe you could get a roommate and be able to split the rent down. Maybe you could downgrade to a studio. Maybe you only have the extra space because you have so much that you can't actually put it anywhere. So maybe you need to sell some of your and downgrade. This is gonna be a huge way. This is by far the biggest way that you can save the most money the quickest, because typically rent is our biggest expense each and every month. So if you can cut off $300, $400, even up to $700 to $1,000 off of your rent, it's very, very easy to start saving a lot of money. So for example, if you currently have a one-bedroom apartment, let's say you are paying $1,300 a month for your one-bedroom apartment, and you're able to get a two-bedroom in your same community for $1,400, you are able to now split that $1,400 with another person, which would bring your rent down to $700, which is gonna save you $600 a month. You can do the math on that. 600 times 12 months, I wanna say it's like, I don't know, $8,400. It's a lot of money that you can save over time. I'll put the actual number here on the screen. I'm not great with math in my head, but that is a huge savings. A lot of people say that they can't even save $400 or $500 in case of an emergency. Well, this is by far the biggest area where you're gonna be able to save the most money. The second way that you could save a lot of money is if you don't really need your car. Nowadays, Americans are paying well over $500 a month on average for their car payment, plus insurance, plus gas, plus any maintenance or oil changes that may arise at the time. So I figure that most people probably get gas at minimum once a week. Say your gas is about $50 to fill up, which is the average. You're spending $200 a month on gas, anywhere from $100 to $200 a month on insurance. So we'll just go with $150 for insurance. $350 plus your $500 car payment, you're now at $850 a month that this vehicle is costing you. And this is something that I personally did. I work from home. I don't really go anywhere. I had other things that I wanted to pay off currently. So having a car for me right now was not a major thing. So I went ahead and sold my car, which saved me $412 a month. I don't have to pay my insurance anymore, which is another $115 a month. And I don't have to put gas in my car, which was anywhere from $100 to $200 a month. So this is a very quick way that you can save a ton of money. Now, I understand this is not for everybody. If you have to travel far, 5 days a week, you have no other alternative form of transportation, maybe the public transportation is not really offered well in your area, or you don't have another family member who has an extra vehicle or will let you use their vehicle, then this may not be an option for you. But another option would be maybe your car payment is just too high. Try to refinance and get a lower rate. Go into a credit union. Typically they're going to have better rates. If you're paying anything over 5% interest for your car, you're probably paying too much in interest. A lot of times people don't think about the actual purchase price of the vehicle and the term, and instead they decide if they can afford the payment or not. And this is a terrible way to manage your finances, because now you are wasting thousands of dollars over the course of that loan in interest. So if you are able to refinance, that's one way that you can get your costs down if you can't sell the car. But my ideal situation for you would be to go without a car if you can. And it doesn't have to be forever. I don't plan on not having a car forever. This is just something I'm doing temporary so that I can pay off other obligations and get them out of the way and pay them off so that I don't have to have them over my head anymore. So this is just one way that I have extremely lowered my expenses as far as my vehicle goes. Number 3 is going to be to pay off any high interest debt. So these are things such as credit cards or auto loans or even student loans that are over about 15%. I mean, anything over 5 is considered high interest in my opinion, but especially things like credit cards that are 15, 17, 18, 21, 29, all these crazy interest rates, because ultimately what happens, and this is something personal that I've also gone through is I got myself into credit card debt in my early 20s. I was very stupid. I call this the stupid tax, such as Dave Ramsey calls it. And ultimately, I have paid thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in interest. I don't even want to, like, the number that I've paid in interest over the last like 6 years is just disgusting. So this is one of the best ways that you can actually save money, because every single time, say your minimum payment is $249, for example, and now when your cycle kicks in, you got hit with $175 in interest. Well, you're not going to get anywhere with that loan. Basically, that $175 in interest that you paid is just money that's being burnt each and every month. So automatically, by reducing say a credit card that has a 15% interest rate, you already gave yourself a 15% raise off of that money that you would have been paying towards that credit card. So typically when you work a job, you get like a 3%, 4%, if you're lucky, raise every single year. Some jobs higher, some jobs lower. But if you work just a salary, typically you're gonna get like a low percent every single month. And even if you invest in the stock market, you invest in different things, typically you're gonna get like an 8% return. So to get a 15%, 20%, 25% return on your money by eliminating credit cards is a huge way for you to save money, and not only save money, but give yourself some peace of mind. Number 4 would be to cancel any subscriptions that you currently don't need. And I use that term need because we have a lot of things that we want in life, and this is where you need to determine, do I want to save money, or do I want to stay in my current situation and sit on the couch and watch Netflix? If you are serious about your situation, you're serious about saving money, you are serious about paying down credit cards, you are serious about whatever it is that you're trying to save for, then you may have to eliminate Netflix or iTunes Music or one of these things or a couple of these things temporarily. Again, I'm not telling you that you can never watch Netflix, that you can never have iTunes again, but they may be things that you need to cut out in the time being. You may need to suffer a little bit, go through the pain in the beginning, because the longer that you try to stay comfortable, the longer that you try not to do anything, the worse the pain is going to be in the future. So by cutting out these miscellaneous things that we have, I mean, there are so many things. You have your iCloud, which is nice to have, but don't get me wrong, you don't need it. The iTunes, the Netflix, the subscriptions, the Tinder payments, whatever else you are paying for every single month, if you add up your monthly fees, most people are paying $50 to $100 a month in recurring subscriptions. So this is a great way to help you save extra money. Number 5 would be to stop spending to save. So many people get caught up in Best Buy is having a Labor Day sale, or Target is having a big sale, or Black Friday is a great example of this that is coming up. Everybody thinks that by buying something on sale that they're saving money. No, you're not saving any money, you're spending money. So yes, you may be getting a percentage off of the price, but saving money would mean that you didn't actually buy anything. So a lot of people look at this in the other aspect where they say, oh, this TV was $300 and now I got it for $100, so I saved $200. No, you spent $100. So easiest thing to do is to just stop spending to save. Stop going through this mentality of I have to have this, I need to have this. Us as Americans, we buy way too many things that we don't need, that we just ultimately buy because they're on sale. And most of the time we're putting it on a credit card with money that we don't even have. So stop spending to try to save. Number 6 would be to get some sort of a side hustle. And now this means building something for yourself. This does not mean getting a second job and working yourself to death, getting a third job and working yourself to death, because you can't really sustain that long periods. Ultimately, what's going to happen is your relationships are going to suffer, your friendships are going to suffer, every other area that's not related to work is going to suffer because of you just working. So you want to be building some sort of a side hustle where you have control over the money, where when you decide to do it, that is when you can do it. So if you want to do it once a week, you want to do it 3 times a week, 5 times a week, you want to create an online business, whatever it may be. I did a video all about the side incomes that are best in 2019. If you want to check that video out, I'll put a card up to it right up here, but it's a great video. I give you many options that you can use and that literally anybody can have today in this internet gig economy type world that we're currently living in. So it's not necessarily saving money here so much as it is increasing your income, because when you increase your income, now you don't have to rely so much and use so much of your main income. So it's actually a great way to technically save some extra money and have it on the side so you're not spending your main source of income. Number 7 would be to avoid any impulse purchases. Nowadays, it's extremely easy to just log on to Amazon, Target.com, whatever website is your favorite, and just click that add to cart button and buy it. So ultimately, what I like to do is whenever I'm thinking of something that I may want, I don't care if it's $10, $100, or $500 or $1,000, I don't buy it right away. I wait 24 hours, so I put it in my cart, I think about it, and if I don't actually like think about getting it the next day, I don't really know, I don't realize that I need it the next day, I don't really feel that I need to have that item, and it's not actually going to help me in any way, then I don't order it. I wait 24 hours just for that waiting period to say, okay, yeah, I really do need to order this, or I thought about ordering it, it would have been cool, but you know what, I don't really need it. And this gives me time to just avoid making these impulse purchases that sometimes we really don't want to do, but these advertisements will pull into your emotions and they will try to get you to pull the trigger right then and there. So if you can avoid any impulse purchases, just wait 24 hours and then see if you really need it. The next one would be to stop eating out so much. So every time you go out to eat, guys, I don't care if it's at Subway or if it is at Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or whatever it may be, you're spending anywhere right around $10 for every meal by yourself. If you're going to a higher end restaurant, a sit down place, you could be well into the $15, $20 range. You do that 3-4 days a week, all of a sudden you're spending $60 to $80 a week eating out on food that's really not good for you. It's just convenient most of the time. Sometimes like Chipotle and stuff, it's healthier, but most of the time we make poor decisions during these times anyway. So if you take that $60 that you're spending every single week eating out, you multiply it by 4 weeks in a month, you're spending $240 every single month on eating out. Whereas if you spent half of that money, you would probably be able to eat quite a lot more food. You'd be able to cook your own food. It'd be healthier food. You'd know what you're putting in your body. And ultimately, your money is going to go farther. If you spend $240 at the grocery store versus eating out, you're gonna get a lot more food. Now, I'm not telling you to never enjoy yourself. Again, this video is not about deprivation, depriving yourself, being a hobbit. This video is about making smarter choices. So what I like to do is I typically eat out once a week, whatever it is that I want, one time a week, and that brings my bill down probably to around $50, $60 a month that I spend on eating out. And that way I'm not overindulging, I'm not overspending, and I'm not just going through this motion of being lazy and resulting to what is convenient. So this helps me every single month to save a ton of money. Number 9 would be to unsubscribe from any email lists that you get. This comes back to, again, spending to save, but this is one that a lot of people don't really think about. Some of your favorite stores, they send you emails, they know what you're clicking, they know what you buy, so they're gonna ultimately incentivize you with 10%, 5%, 50%, whatever it may be, to try to get you to spend more money week in and week out. So if you actually unsubscribe from these email lists, which I know some of you don't wanna do this because now you're like, oh, well, I love to go there and I'm gonna miss out on the sale that they have. Well, you probably didn't need to buy it in the first place. You probably have plenty of clothes in your closet already. You probably already have what you need. These are just things that you maybe want. So this cuts down again on that wanting, the impulse buying, the spending to save mentality. And this is something that I recommend you do right now. You start today, go through your email inbox and just start unsubscribing from these emails. Most of us get way too many emails at the end of the day anyway. So this is gonna help to reduce clutter and just help you to have a clearer mind and be able to go through your email inbox without feeling overwhelmed and then spending money that you really shouldn't spend anyway. And the last and final way to save money, guys, would be to turn on automatic savings at your bank. So whether this is you setting up a repeating transfer or whether this is like the roundup system that some banks have. Let's say, for example, you get paid every Friday, you get $500 every Friday. Take 10%, set up an automatic transfer so that $50 goes immediately into your savings account. That is one great way to do it. That way you don't have to think about it. You don't have to contemplate if you should, if you shouldn't. And what I like to do as well is I actually hide my savings account on my banking page so that I can't actually see it, because I've already done this in the past where I save and I save and I save, and then I end up spending the money because I end up pulling back into that savings account because I see what's there. I always have, access to it. Whereas if I go to the bank, yes, of course I would still have access to it, but I don't like to actually see it on my screen. I like to just kind of pretend that it's not there. It's a savings fund for me for emergencies, etc. So that is one way to do it. Another thing that some banks do, I know Bank of America does this, where if you spend like $1.95, it will take 5 cents and put it into your savings. It'll always round up to like the nearest dollar. So check with your bank. If you can't find any settings online, give them a call, ask them what type of options they have to turn on automatic savings and to help you build up your savings. Because at the end of the day, 53% of Americans do not have $400 in their account. And that is a dangerous way to live. You get a flat tire, you lose your job, you're screwed. So you want to have some sort of a savings plan set up to prevent these issues from occurring in the future. And the best way to do that is to just be proactive and set it up to do it automatically so you don't even have to think about it. So those are my 10 best ways to save money starting today. If you guys have any other tips about saving money, things that you would like to recommend, drop them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear other things that you guys do. And that's it for this video, guys. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe down below. Smash the thumbs up button before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one.